This is the Ruko U11 Mini 4K paired with the new RC with a screen. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing this drone, talking about all that's good and bad with it, and whether or not you should buy it. First up, included in this package here comes with two batteries, the drone itself, the U11 Mini 4K, and this new screen that features basically similar to what DJI does. And a lot of other drone companies now are adopting kind of a built-in Android system, so you can basically just turn it on and go without having to put your phone in it. It's actually becoming very popular. You also have some spare props in the usual 9 yards. Case is pretty robust and durable, and kind of what you need for this kind of a drone. The overall quality of all these components is pretty good. The new RC actually feels really good. It is, of course, slightly cheaper feeling, but it also is pretty robust. The buttons are very plasticky, but overall it's pretty heavy, feels pretty good, and does a pretty good job. It's your standard mini 250 gram drone. It features, the standard camera, standard kind of layout, and very similar to a lot of the other drones that Ruko has put out. This supposedly features a 48 megapixel camera featuring also 4K 30, and a couple different flight modes as well. In practicality, about 30 minutes of flight time, pretty solid range. So let's talk a little bit about this camera. Because this is a 1/2-inch sensor, it is somewhat noisy. This is just inherently what to expect with these drones with these smaller camera sensors. In daylight, it does pretty good. I still did encounter a fair bit of noise around the picture. And for video, of course, you're going to also encounter that depending on how and what frame rate you're recording at. The video and photo is kind of not the biggest thing that I would like to talk about. There are some much more important things if you are considering buying this drone that we'll talk about later. When flying this drone, it does a decent job hovering near the ground. However, I encountered some very weird issues when flying. First off, when I flew this drone, I calibrated the compass. I actually calibrated a couple different times, and I encountered this weird issue when I would fly forward, the drone would then fly up. So basically, you're only pushing forward on the stick, but the drone would fly, and then when you would stop, it would fly up a little bit and then do this. Also, I had a very common issue with a lot of drones, which is compass drift, where the drone will start drifting its heading, and then also just some weird issues with some very bobby hovering behavior without any input. This is usually common on some of these cheaper end drones, and also is a common occurrence with some of the Ruko drones. I've now tested 3 different Ruko drones, and these all have had this same problem to an extent. It is very frustrating and very difficult to go through and fly a drone when it kind of seems to behave differently and have a mind of its own, whereas pretty much every other drone band seems to do a good job with at least doing what you would expect, where with this there was a lot of unexpected behavior no matter how many times I calibrated the compass. And I did try contacting them, but I basically encountered what's called reviewer's purgatory, which is basically where you get sent an endless list of trial and error things, basically hoping that you'll just shut up and post the video without complaining. It is extremely frustrating when you encounter the same issue across drones, and it starts to paint a picture about the company's products themselves. Another thing I want to talk about too is that this remote, while it's nice and robust, also seems to pretty much have some walled sticks, as in for a good bit of movement, nothing seems to happen, and then at a certain point, it's like it's at 100%. So it's either on or off for these sticks directions, whereas sometimes, especially when you're trying to do smooth movements, especially for example on a DJI drone, you will quickly notice that it is not as smooth. You really get really jittery movement, and if you're trying to record good quality video, you would have to get very used to this setup, or I'd recommend that you just flat out use a different controller or buy a different drone, because the smoothness of this is very difficult to get those slow cinematic shots with such sharp toggle on and off movement. And personally for me, as someone that's been flying drones for a long time, it was very difficult. The batteries worked as expected. One of my favorite things about these batteries is they have an actual plug on each battery, so you don't have any proprietary ports. You can individually charge each of these. These work pretty well. I actually want to say there's nothing really to say other than I really like the plug. The user experience is pretty solid as what you would expect. I would think though, if I'm encountering all these compass issues, hovering issues and stuff like that, the app might prompt me that something's wrong, but no, I followed all the guides. I went through reviewer's purgatory. I recalibrated the compass a whole bunch of times. That does not fix the issue. So the usual thing that they do is then they offer to send you a new unit because you have a broken unit. When you have 3 drones, actually, what happened last time was I got sent a drone. It had very similar weird behavior that was clearly not acceptable, Then they sent me another unit, which also had unacceptable behavior. This unit, they've offered to send me another one. I, as someone that has gotten now undergrad and then a master's in engineering with a concentration in drones, it is absurd to me. I think it is probably a lack of quality parts. I think they might have cheaped out on the compass or the barometer. You really could have maybe picked some nicer parts. This might be an issue with the drone. But overall, it's just my data points is 4 drones now that all have very similar issues, all from the same company, and 0 that function as expected. An unpredictable behavior when hovering, which is probably the only company that I know of that has these issues. All the other drones that I reviewed do not really have such a severe issue with staying in place, which I think is fundamentally important when flying a drone, because you don't want it to fly into a wall and crash itself and potentially injure somebody. Another thing also, and I'm going to jump back to this remote here, is I don't know what's up with this RC, but personally, when I was using this, I encountered almost a second of delay between movement on the sticks and seeing the movement on the screen, which is also extremely difficult to control the drone, and also I think unacceptable. The behavior of just being able to move a stick and then being able to replace it back and it still not move is crazy to me. This is the worst transmission quality I have ever seen on any drone, at least with the delay. It's flat out very difficult to control. I mean, it's funny though, because the RC has a lot of good things about it. It has the ability to screw like a lanyard into the bottom. It has really nice design overall. It's just very weird to me that the drone itself has such a severe lag back and forth. The quality on the camera is decent. The quality of the photos is decent. The quality of the videos is decent. The overall quality of the drone itself is decent. It's just such a weird situation there. I frequently found that when I was flying this drone, it did make me uncomfortable, especially because it was behaving and oftentimes moving a couple meters up or down, or in behavior that I wasn't expecting. Again, flying straight forward and it moving up a couple meters. It made me very nervous flying this drone. So overall, that whole picture paints something that, again, makes me, a rather seasoned pilot, uncomfortable with at that situation. If you do feel like this video has helped you in any way, I have a request. Since I am trying to become more of an independent reviewer, trying to buy a lot more of my drones myself, I don't want to be restricted by what companies say I can and can't say. Part of that is I have a request of something you can do that's entirely free. I've made a service called Drone Map, which basically is a community-based map of all the ground restrictions and cool spots to fly. You could do me a favor by going on there and maybe reviewing your favorite drone spot or posting some of the local ground rules in your area. That's entirely free to do, but it would help me tremendously while also being something entirely free that you could do that would directly support me, because doing this is not cheap. Purchasing unreleased drones or drones that are coming up entirely independent of the manufacturer to write independent reviews is also not cheap. So you really could do me a favor by going on there, writing a review, posting a ground rule, and that would help me a whole lot. So who is this drone for? Well, Ruko targets themselves as a entry-level drone company, but this drone, as it's seen here with this kit, is about $500. Their other drones that I have reviewed are also $500, which I'm thinking for $500, you have a lot of other options on the market. You have some Potenzic options, you have some DJI options, and then you have some DJI clone options. And honestly, especially now that we have other drones that are basically coming in with obstacle avoidance at the same price point, you might not get this RC with the screen, but the Atom 2 from Potenzic also now has a screen for the same price. That one at least is a little bit more reliable in its behavior. Honestly, it's starting to get to the point where I think that there's not a lot of change. I feel like Ruko's products themselves have not really changed over the last couple years. Maybe they've added this fancy screen, because the behavior that I'm seeing is still consistent. Some really difficult to fly behavior. And I think if you're trying to fly a drone for the first time, what this is targeted for, there are some pretty compelling other options that I want to say are easier to fly. As in, if you're flying a new drone for the first time, this was kind of all over the place for me. I don't think that's a great place to start as a beginner. And frankly, as someone that's flown a lot, I'd just pick up a different drone. This drone is not something I would pick up in any case. Maybe if I was trying to do something extremely risky, but even then, I don't want to injure somebody, and so it's really hard for this to use this because it's not predictable. It doesn't fly as I expect it. So my final verdict for this is that I really just don't think this is competitive. Yes, on paper it has the RC with the screen, the 4K, and the 48 megapixels. That makes it on paper competitive, but just the experience flying it, I don't know if they just cut the wrong corners, but the overall experience when you actually fly it is probably the worst that I have reviewed in maybe the last year, if not longer, actually since the last Ruko drone. So I now have 4 data points that point to each of the drones that I encountered had something wrong with them. And I don't know if this is a common occurrence that other people that have checked out this drone have encountered, but it just does not behave as expected. And that's difficult to fly, that's difficult to recommend, and I would strongly encourage you to get either a Potensic Atom 2 or maybe one of the DJI clones that have come out that are knockoffs, or maybe just a DJI drone straight out, depending on what kind of flavor you're looking for. But this just flight behavior is just, it's really hard to recommend a drone that doesn't even do what's expected, doesn't behave properly. It's a safety risk to other people. It's a safety risk to yourself, and it's also a liability to yourself. So I would just recommend personally steer away from any Ruko drone because I've now reviewed 4 of them. I want to thank you very much for watching. Please check out the channel for other reviews and stuff. Like, I wanted to like this drone. I was like, this is a great RC. It looks like they've done a great job, but I mean, I even got sent this for free, and this is my opinion. So like, how, again, offering to send me another one because this one might have issues is, again, just a weird behavior. Like, I don't need another piece of e-waste